Hey, I'm Natsuki, and this is...
I'm Jared.
Together, we're following a calling that's been on my heart since childhood.
This journey isn't just about us. It's about listening to God's guidance, how He leads us, and how we can share His love with others.
After losing my husband, Abdul, I knew I had to follow the vision I've had for so long, to travel, to connect, and to touch lives. And I knew Jared was meant to be a part of this story.
We've been led here step by step. It's not just about our relationship. It's about how love, faith, and purpose can take us to unexpected places. So, with $111, a fiat, and a whole lot of faith, we're trusting every step we take is divinely guided.
This is Traveling on Love,
where we show up wherever God leads us.
Welcome to Missouri.
They're pretty. Oh, I love that. I love that I'm not around you guys. I'm in Missouri.
I'm trying to take a picture of my nose. Why are you so close?
Are you going to answer me? Are you going to answer me? So now you're not going to answer me.
Now you just me. Okay.
So you're not going to answer me for real? Jared Walker. Mr. Walker.
I think he answered you. That's not for me.
I'm not telepath. What do you think? What's your thoughts, as my sister, what's your thoughts about this guy that I'm traveling the world with?
I think he has to be a very special person. Based off of what I've heard him say, seem to be like in similar spirits. Chill, go with the flow. Like it doesn't have to be a deep, tedious, just it can be easy.
What did you think when you first saw him? Some people be afraid of Jared, like for real. They do.
Honestly, the first time I saw him, he reminded me of dudes that would be around himself, which is why I wasn't intimidated. He looks like an RT guy.
That's what's up. When I first met him, I told him he was intense. I was like a little chirpy, chatty bird, and he was just so quiet. And I was just like, I felt like I was like a little kid or a cat. But I thought we were totally opposite, and I found out we were like super alike. He's just the internal version of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I knew when he started to speak, just like, okay, this dude he doesn't say a whole lot, but when he does speak, he's definitely a part of the vibe of love.
I really appreciate people like that.
That's how I feel about Cody. Not Cody, I'm sorry. That's how I feel about Caleb. He doesn't say a whole lot, but like, he's chill. He's very chill. He assumes that like the best place for him to be is not in the way, which is why he will just like.
You assume that too, though. Look who says you're in the way. Either one of you.
I don't know. Is this my upbringing?
Wow to me. Please stay in my way for the rest of my life, okay? Stay in the way. I'm serious.
I mean, honestly, if you met my family and really knew them, you would understand why I have this mentality. Because I feel like I've been trying to fit with them. I'm talking about like I mesh and I fit better with my family that's not actually related to me. Because my family that is related to me, they make me feel like I haven't really done much for my life. And I'm trying to do more. I wouldn't want my kids to feel that way. I wouldn't want my children to feel like if they're not accomplishing, then they don't have worth or value to me. And that's kind of the way that they make me feel. Where it's just kind of like, well, you're not producing something.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing with your life? And if you're not, consistently producing, then kind of feels like a waste of space.
You're not accomplishing, you don't have anything to prove to anyone but yourself. You produce great value.
I just feel like I'm always walking my cousin's shadow. So sure, actually, my mom felt this way too. Just kind of that black sheep feel. Just because we weren't doing what everyone else was doing. Yeah.
But are you doing, I think the great part is, are you doing what you want to do? It should only bother you if you're not doing what you want to do. Like, if there's like, oh, you should be doing more, and you truly feel like, I ain't doing shit, I can be doing more. That's why it's bothering. It's not bothering you.
I don't know what to do.
But you do want to do more.
Yeah, I do. I feel like there's so much that I want to do.
Pick one thing to start.
I know.
Your family.
Yeah.
I get it. I know that.
I I've started. I mean, when people say that they have all these things on their list, don't know where to start. I mean, I have started. Like,
You have.
I'm in the middle of. It's just I don't really know what to do next. Probably, but
I didn't know what to do next, and I ended up here. I'm trying to figure out what to do next day. I'm from here. It's okay. It's okay.
that's where I am right now. Yes. What is the next one?
And that'll be it for the rest of your life, and that's how it should be because we're constantly growing, we're constantly evolving, we're constantly changing. You know, tomorrow you might want to do something different. A project that you started today, you might want to end. You know, that's the great flexibility of being a human being. Thank God for it.
I think that's the problem with my family is they expect more consistency. They expect you to pick something, I guess, just stick with it specifically and let them be
Boring for the rest of your life. I don't know. I feel like I've been told for my whole life to pick something and focus on it. But then if I would have done that, then I wouldn't have met you, and I wouldn't have met Jared. I wouldn't have had kids. I wouldn't have, because I would have picked one thing that I was good at, which I was good at microbiology, and I would have just honed in on it. And I actually was comfortable and happy enough to do that for the rest, and selfish enough to do that for the rest of my life, make that money, and not work into anything else. How fucking boring would that have been? I wanted to be a mom and a toxic scientist, and guess what? When I got off work from doing a 16-hour shift, I stayed up another additional 5 to 6 hours editing music videos to put on my YouTube channel. And then I figured to myself, like, if I can go work a 16-hour shift for some people, you know, I really don't like or whatever, I'm doing it for that. I still, but what am I doing? When I get home, reaching out to people, going in their comments, talking to them, encouraging them. Hours and without even thinking about it, you know what I'm saying? Because I loved it. I don't think that we should explore it and experience. Some people refer to it crazy. That's what you would do for free. Yes, it's the truth. It's the truth. And that's why I do it. You know, I tell people all the time, I charge for my coaching. I don't charge to promote. I don't charge for my laptops. I don't charge for my music. None of nothing else. You know what I'm saying? I don't charge for that. But I do charge to coach. Because that can become labor. But I love it. You know what I'm saying? I do love it, but it can become labor. But everything else, like cheering for people, I don't feel like people should be charged or market. I feel like that's something we should want. We should all want. We should all want. We should be great and successful. You know, in our own right. Why wouldn't I want you, even though you're a singer, why wouldn't I want you to be great in your own right? You know, you're a singer, you're a mother, you're a woman, you're a human. So I should want you to be great just based on that. That's a good thing. People keep talking about the negative. Oh my God, everything's so bad. Like, they find it good for you, though. You know what I'm saying? These can be wins for you. The change could be a win for you. Like I was telling Jared. Okay. So when she comes back down, I'm going to tell. I'm trying to figure out how to navigate her into talking about us and tell her that we're together. Are you gonna say anything? You're supposed to say, Jared, say something.
Like what?
I don't know. No.
I'm supposed to just capture the face, the reaction, the response.
Are you excited to tell her? How do you feel?
I'm excited. I think she kind of already knows, though.
Me too, because you love me and you be looking at me with all them googly eyes. Probably not. And I'm just really trying to make sure that everybody that I was supposed to talk to and tell them I love them, I told them I love them. I connected with them. And God said, you know, I'm thinking all I'm thinking, I'm preparing for you. And he's preparing himself for my death. He's getting closer to God. He's praying harder. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying harder. I'm fasting and getting my body clean and thinking I want to live for him, live for my kids. So, your next step is it don't have to be grand, it don't have to be big. It could be the decision of just deciding that, you know, like you said, this new right. This shit is temporary. I don't disagree. You're bad. This shit is very temporary. However, because we know it's temporary, we should cherish the experience, right? Because it's temporary. And anything now, because we know that shit is temporary, we need to hear it not for us, we need to hear it for them. For the memory of us. Because we know it's going to be long. Whoever has to repress, they're going to mess it up. It is temporary. One day, it's either going to be me or you. We're going to be attending each other. But this happened. This really happened. The kids are gonna tell when you're sitting at whoever's funeral. They're gonna be like, I remember when we drove all the way, or I remember when like you drove all the way. It's not for us. Take care of yourself. It's not for you. Let it be for your kids. Let it be for your husband. Let it be the memory that mom was on top of her health, you know? So I gotta be on top of my health. Mom didn't play that shit, so I can't. Mom loved God, so I gotta love God. I can't say I don't know God, because my mama loved God. And if the only God that I knew was my mama, if fucking God was real, it don't have to be grand. Except stack moves are not grand. Except small, major steps. Little ripples. Who knew I would ripple all the way out here to this? Who knew that you would ripple all the way out to Georgia? Who knew all small drops in the ocean? Right? Ocean is held small drops collected. You are somebody. Your drop matter. It's going to cause a humongous ripple for lifetime. So, you know. I told the I said, do you want me to turn around so I don't watch you, you know what I'm saying? Because you're nervous. She said, no. No. They know what he told us, no. And he signed, and it was so beautiful. And then the wind agreed, God agreed. So peaceful. So beautiful. They said, let me be peace. Let peace begin with me. Take care of your body. Experience life. Be happy. If it don't feel good, then don't do it. You thought I was gonna die too. I remember you crying, buckets of tears. I'm here. I told you I was gonna be, and I told you I was gonna be here. And I'm here. Because God told me I was gonna be here. Like, if you do what I tell you to do, you leave that job, you take care of your body, call the people I'm telling you to call. Did I tell you that when I started calling you? You know, I'm doing better, you know? He said I would still be here. And I was gonna be here. And I'm here to keep my promise. Because he kept the promise to me. And I'm gonna be here. I will come to bumfuck little Osceola. And let people know you got them. Yes, she is not the only black. She got a black sister, whole black family that will ride through. You understand? You don't need the family king. I skip over fucking king. God skipped over there. So, she got a sister. Your church family was shocked. They were shocked. So, first, they was confused. They was like, "Oh, it's more of They're so sweet though. Their energy is so real.
They really are. They really are. And I was so shocked by that. Because the church that I grew up in was so not that feel. People were, it was a presentation.
Yeah.
And I grew up in that environment. I ended up thinking that all churches were that way, so I ended up not wanting to go to church. But now I'm coming down here with just these country people.
Yeah. But they're real because they've been through some stuff.
They love you.
Yeah.
Like, the love is real. Like, there's no...
I think they'd be happy too that when we hating them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that we don't hate them. You know, the narrative that they get is what they get on TV for the most part until they actually come into contact or what their ancestors told. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I felt when I moved to Covington. I was the first black family. We were the first black family that had moved on that block ever. All the other black families stayed on the other side of the train tracks. That's when I found out that shit was real in the South. And I remember Jeannie came over and she was like, she brought popsicles. Will you let your boys eat popsicles? And I was like, I was fresh from California. I was like, we don't come knocking on doors and stuff. You know, I was like, hey. I was like, no, we're good. They have popsicles. She was like, oh, okay. Well, we just wanted to say you guys have been over here and you guys have just been so quiet and your boys are just so mannerable. I said, wow.
At least she honest.
Yeah. We're still friends since then. She's 85. And that's what she told me, that I was the first black family that she actually, you know, stayed next to. And I was like, wow. She was like, you guys are just wonderful. We were the only black family at our church. We cut the ribbon with that church to help that church open. Connection Church in Covington. And we were the only black family. And we would go out evangelizing. Even when we go to all white community, they be looking like, what the fuck are they doing with them? You know what I'm saying? And then when we would go to all black, they'd be like, did they just bring these white folks over here? And the motherfucker, what is wrong with them? You know? It was trying, trying to get them
Why
there.
are we so divided?
I don't know, but we was trying real hard to get them to intermingle. Andrew Covington is my pastor. He still follows me. My family talked all type of shit. Oh, you're the token black family. You're the token black girl. They have you singing in their choir. And I bet they ain't paying you the same. I bet they ain't doing. Yeah, I went through all that. I know what you're going through. That's why it was important for you to go to church with you too.
That was definitely my mother, my grandmother too. I don't hear, just because we're out here and these people just they're not about the bougie. They don't do all the talking about people behind the back and all that crap. I don't know what my mom and my grandmother experienced in the church that they went to up in Kansas City. I know down here, like, it just don't feel like that. I'm not have time for it. People are busy. People are busy living a farm life. We don't have time to stand around and gossip. We got this work to do.
Yeah.
Well, farm life is real.
That when I went and sat down and and introduced himself right away, Jeremy. Hey, Courtney. He said it like a time season to me.
It was terrible. I dusted him.
He was like, hey, Courtney. Hey, Courtney.
See, I still don't know about his name. I'm so sorry.
His name is Jeremy, so when you see him Sunday. His name is
the Jeremy that I'm thinking of is Kim's dad.
But I enjoyed myself very genuinely. Savage Aaliyah, she was a Shoshone Indian, and I would encourage you to go there often and manifest and talk to God and do God there with everybody in water. It's very spiritual. I actually wanted to go there before we left. It's really sacred ground. I think that is so cool that God used you to take me to my first spot. And I didn't know what my next step was. And you were asking, literally, you were sitting there asking, like, but what do I do? What am I supposed to do? Then you came way out here. And I was telling you that we were already standing here. So I think that's really, really amazing and very encouraging for me.
That was Caleb.
Huh?
That was Caleb suggested that.
Teamwork. Yeah. After you knowing me for however many years you know me, and knowing the inner workings of my marriage, what do you think? Like, in general, being honest about it. What did you think about my marriage? What did you think about going on with him? What did you think? How did you think about the way he treated me? And what do you think I should do with him?
I don't understand. And I don't understand it just because, well, first off, just in the fundamentals of it, I've never been able to understand how you could be in a relationship with someone who's incarcerated. Just because I don't understand. Well, just because I'm spoiled is what it is. Like, if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I'm so spoiled that I'm going to put next to me all day, all the time. And that's the type of relationship I have with Caleb. He's there all day, all the time. So, like I said, I'm spoiled. I can't imagine being in a relationship with somebody who's not there whenever I want them there. That I have the opportunity to miss. Like, I can't. That breaks my heart. I don't even know what that was. Just that for you. All of the layers to it. I'm not a patient person, and you are remarkably so. And I don't even understand how. Because I don't even understand how to do that. I have a capability. Because you know what little bit of trauma killing, but I have been through, what I've gone through, and you saw me act like a spoiled brat. So I'm just.
So how many times throughout my marriage did you want to tell me, leave at it?
From my perspective.
Yeah, just honestly, as you be my sister.
Always.
Always.
Just because I don't understand how you could be in a relationship with someone who's not there with me. That's from my perspective. No, I've never tried to do that. And I honestly, I also don't know what relationship is on. I guess really, I've never dealt with someone really who's been incarcerated, so I don't really know exactly how much liberty there is in it. To me, it sounds impossible. If Caleb or I was to suddenly be incarcerated for the rest of our lives, I would assume that the other would divorce. I would assume that. I would assume that in a marriage you want to be on top of the other person at all times.
Okay, so let me ask you this scenario. What happens if Caleb was to be drafted to the army and had to go serve? Would you
Follow him around.
if it was a situation where you couldn't? Would you divorce?
I would do the best I could to follow them around.
And that's what I did. I thought to myself for a long time, and I told you I was an I never person. That was a definite I never. But I didn't think it was possible to feel the same way you felt. However, I had spent a long time on myself too, and I didn't know that I needed to still heal. I told him when we got into our relationship that I wasn't ready to be in a relationship. I told God that I wasn't ready to be in a relationship with God. Said, yes, you are. Because he's the person who told me that you're supposed to love next. And I was very stubborn. In fact, I have recordings of DJ saying how in the beginning I had on my relationship for a whole year. I didn't want to do it anybody. Because I don't want to be hurt and I don't want to hurt nobody. Because I was so hurt. So I didn't want to hurt nobody. I knew that much. And then when I dreamt about my brother that we already had, him embracing DJ in the hood as a brother, and we had wedding on, and then DJ kissed me that next morning. It had been almost a year since we had been talking, and him asking me, "You sure you just gonna be my friend?" I'm like, "Yeah, buddy, I'm good, buddy," because I don't really know. That's how we met. I mean, I was promoted like it.
I'm trying to figure out how
He had a phone.
the penitentiary system works.
Well, every penitentiary, I don't think every penitentiary system is the same. I can't speak on everyone's behalf or everyone else's experience. I don't encourage, and I'm saying this on camera, I don't encourage relationships with men or women that are incarcerated. It's a very tricky situation. It is very lonely. It can be very hurtful. It's mostly loneliness. I think that with us, it was the physical loneliness because he was always there to the end. So as much music as he was putting out in the lab and participating in the band that you belong to, we was on the phone all the time. So he would be talking to y'all on the band or recording, and we were still on the phone FaceTime. Our lives were really very intersync. When I went to go look at the house, he was FaceTiming. If I needed to come up with half of the money for the house, you know what I'm saying? He came up with the other half. Everything we did was very, because it's a lot of money. And it's just like it is on the streets out here. So I didn't really have.
How long was he? I'm sorry, I don't want to keep putting these on, but how long was he supposed to be in there?
A long time. It's still under investigation. Not really. It happens more often than we know. And I didn't know that until, and I wouldn't have known that unless I would have met him. You know, I learned a lot of stuff that I had decided to kind of blind eye to too, because I had freedom. And a lot of shit I just didn't want to touch me. I learned a lot. Spiritually, his heart, you know, spiritually, he was God from the broken heart. He was very, very held like captive and shouldn't have a lot of reason. Everything is perspective and perception. So one thing he did tell me though is if he ever passed away, he wanted me to keep living. He wanted me to be happy. He wanted that when he was here. A lot of people didn't understand our relationship, and for the first time in my life, like I usually didn't care what people thought about my relationships. But I cared what people thought about it. I didn't understand how beautiful it was. The same shit you were going through with Caleb, I was going through with my husband. Do you understand? It's not that nothing was negated. I didn't miss shit. Trust me. I missed nothing except for sex. We did suck. But yeah, it was a good marriage. And I ain't got it.
It seems so difficult. It seems so impossible.
So does yours. You married to a white guy living in a whole white ass city, and you have interracial kids. You're a great ass singer. Even though you say you're weird, you are, but he's weirder. Shit don't seem possible. The shit don't seem like possible. It don't seem like he did some foul shit, some things that most black women would beat the fuck out of him for. Okay. Come on, like. What do you mean? What's impossible when there's love? What's impossible when there's love? That's good. It's energy. People just have to believe in it. And if those two people believe in it enough, it works for them. And it ain't gotta work for nobody. It's not supposed to. That's their thing. You know, everybody else just sitting there watching. They're at the movie theater talking about, don't run! Don't do that! Duck! well, you know what I'm saying? Great, do that shit, because that's all you can do. You know, you can write the script, go some shit. Sit there and watch. All you're supposed to do. I get to be an actor in yours. Every once in a while, I get to pop in like this. Hey, yeah, you go something like this. Elizabeth in her scene. Like, he's in her keys. He won't believe what he did. What? Well, but what are you going to do? Are you gonna leave? You wanna pray about it? Are you sure you wanna pray about it? Are you sure you wanna pray? You gonna pray? You gonna knock the hell out of him. You want me to come up there and beat the hell out of him? You can beat the hell out of him and then we can pray about it. We can pray about it after we beat his ass. Are you sure? No, I don't wanna. Okay.
I've never been tight to just try to be up on dudes.
I used to. That's why I was like, niggas need to leave me alone. Don't play with me. I used to be, for real. That was one of the reasons why I told DJ, I was like, man, we will be in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do some stupid shit, one of us not. I learned, like, in the patient thing, I didn't think I had patience. I didn't think I was a patient person. It's so funny. So many people tell me now, you're so patient. Guess what I prayed for? I prayed for patience. Guess what God gave me? He gave me him. Oh, wow. Yeah, shit get deep. Everything I prayed for, everything I said I didn't want, he gave it to me. Because he was like, I know what I built you for. You know what I built you for. But since you don't believe, that's what the fuck I built you for. Watch it. I'm serious. I had to learn a lot. And it was beautiful. It was a very beautiful experience. You know me, sis. What kind of person am I supposed to be? Or do you see for me? Because you definitely thought he's supposed to be all up on my body.
I don't know.
Is it a girl?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh man, you don't know if I'm gonna be getting some penis or some cooch? What? You can't see it. You see me?
No, why? I have no idea.
No, why do you?
Because I had.
Caleb, that was your thing.
I'm saying, like, if I didn't know what I wanted.
You think I could be with a white guy? I think I'm too grown to be with a white guy. I think my intellect to be too big to be like,
No, what you have to do is find someone who had just got out of a relationship with someone who's actually crazy.
Jared, what do you think about that?
Pretty spot on.
Pretty spot on?
I am a breath of fresh air, even though I think I'm bad shit. But he's like, oh no, you're fine, because I just got away from literal, actual insanity. Like, she tried to kill me. So find someone who thinks that you are crazy, but like a refreshing kind of crazy.
And I honestly, would you think that I should give Jared a chance?
Why not? He's a nice person.
I mean, after you got to know already.
He's a very nice person. I have yet to meet anyone who is more go with the flow.
I gotta go hear on some wild shit.
I mean, he's just, you don't know where he is. He doesn't know, like, the people that he's surrounded by. He's just in a random place. It's like, okay, well, I guess we're not in Kansas anymore. Where are we?
They said I'm Dorothy. You think I should give you a chance, Jared? Well, the truth is we haven't changed. I did want you to be the first person to know that.
Wow! Congratulations!
We've been waiting all weekend to tell you.
I had like my suspicions though.
I know.
Cause y'all sneaking off. Y'all don't want to be with the rest of the group. Y'all want to be. Alright. Cause if it was a group, you know what a group is.
I knew you were so suspect with you.
If you know what a group is, no two people gonna slip away if it's a group.
We didn't slip away. Did we slip away?
No, it was just smoking.
We just was smoking.
Nah.
Actually, I got upset with him when we were upstairs because I was like, you really taking this shit serious. So serious, you didn't even hold me last night when we were sleeping. Nobody up here. You could have held me. He slept like this, like all the way from me. I was like, you taking this shit too serious. You be kidding.
I don't know. You know what? Cause I told my brother, I was like, you gotta wait. I I think that's where Caleb and I messed up because we screwed around, and that was really the whole relationship, was the fact that we were just screwing around. But like, I'm just wondering, like, if we had like done nothing, no flirts, no nothing, don't touch me, just wait, don't do nothing, stand over there. I just wonder.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, for 6 years we didn't do anything. We hadn't even had our first kiss until right before he passed away. Right before he passed away, we had our first kiss. And even then, I remember thinking, I was like, I don't need Cause I was still really married, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it was a long time coming for that. Cause like we had been around each other. He really is my photographer and been my videographer for a long time. And we spent nights at hotel rooms together, and nothing happened. And he always was so respectful of me. And when DJ passed, the first thought came down that I had was that I was going to travel. And I seen this in 3 different places. Heard me in one of them, and it was him. So I asked him, but I asked him as a friend. He asked me, he was like, "Do you love me?" I was like, "No." I was like, "Are you?" And then it dawned on me that maybe I should ask him. I didn't know I should. You know what I'm saying? Like to that moment, I was like, "Are you in love with me?" I was like, "Yes." I have been for a long time. I was like, "Wow, that's pretty spectacular." Never have I ever met a man to be so patient and kind to me. And I've cried and told him all of my inner secrets. He's really my best friend. So he was in a relationship that was not great, and I knew it was not great. He knew it was not great. Really, really linking. I told him I didn't want to be with him unless he was fully not with anyone. I fully am not with anyone anymore. Just been lockstep. And you're right. I do want it. My person up under me all the time, everywhere I go. Yeah. I told him, the first thing I told him is I forgot that touch was my love language. I think I ignored it for so long that I denied myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need that shit. But yeah, I do. And I knew you was sniffing around. He was like, "So, why not him? What's up with him? What's going on?" Your pastor and the other lady, though, they caught that shit. I thought for sure today, I almost should have break. They were like, "So is photographer code word for my man?" I was like, wow, they spicy. I said, wow, no, it's just photographer. And then they kept saying it, didn't they? It was like, okay, photographer. I was like, then she was like, "Let me know how that baby goes." I was like, oh my God. Because babies love us. Like wherever we go, they love us.
I thought, okay, so it is just you guys.
No, they love us. But this is, you get to meet your brother-in-law. Right.
Do you know how terrible I feel this whole weekend that Caleb and I back and forth were like, wait, what's his name?
It would have been easier just to say Key's fiance.
Yeah. A lot easier.
Okay, sorry to laugh about.
Do you mind if I call you Mr. Keys? Or is that like...
It's kind of weird.
What's your name? I need... If I can't recall Jared immediately,
Jay.
like what is your Jay?
Image.
Image? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Caleb.
So,
Hey, you want to know something?
those are called jokes.
What did you say?
Something funny, that's called a joke. I know something.
Oh man, I need to drink more water. My head is still hurting.
So you're gonna tell them?
No,
You want to know
just
something funny?
like, how much genius? What's that?
They're engaged.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's so awkward though.
That's why we told you we're not Caleb.
He's so awkward. Caleb is such an awkward
That's
guy.
why we told you that. We knew Caleb's reaction was gonna be that, did we not?
Yeah, pretty much.
We did really know that.
Oh, yeah, that's really high.
What did you do? Did you eat some Rice Krispie treats or no? I eat them.
And you guys are technically our first like couples retreat type situation.
Our first trip ever.
Yeah, our first trip ever with a married couple.
Well, I wish it was more. He is just for me. This love's like a hurricane. I am a tree. I is bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercies. When all of a sudden I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. And oh, how he loves us. Oh, oh, how he loves us. How he loves us. Oh. What does it mean to be jealous for someone? What does it mean to be jealous for someone?
Be jealous for someone
Yeah.
and not of them.
Yeah.
I would think that it would mean that you would be happy for everything that they have and want it and want them to have everything. Does it mean you?
Someone who wants me more than I want myself. That doesn't make sense. It can't quite make sense of anyone or anything or jealous for me. That's not something that I think is worth being made a fuss over. So, and yet I want that for myself, whatever that is. So, I'm trying to discover what it means, what it is. We're all on the same journey, I think, trying to discover our way back to our foundation, our way back to our creation, our way back to what it is that makes up what we are. I don't understand how I got here. I don't understand how I came to be. I don't understand how my skin works or how it's held together, but I'm here sitting in the basement and I don't know how any of these things happened, and I would like an explanation. And I would like to be able to sit and talk to someone who is a person who made everything and somehow, for some reason, thought that I needed to be happy. I just would like to know why.
Why not? Why not? Why not you? Why is it that you're not doing exactly what you're supposed to? Yeah, maybe.
But then I feel like I wouldn't have this nippy feeling.
If I open it, you won't know unless you try. I told you won't know what's gonna fit unless you actually go and do it. You have a teammate, you know? You have a teammate who's already mapping out how you guys gonna go on your next journey. You told me if I found somebody who followed me everywhere around the country that should be my quote unquote wife mate. So and I did. Well God did. He found me. I don't know who found who, but he said I chose him, but I don't know. But it happened. You do too. And I told you it's not for anyone else to understand what God tells you. That's your husband. That's your husband. He blessed it by giving you guys children. You know, solidifying your family, taking y'all away where y'all can focus on yourselves. And get this together and work out any fucking crazy kinks that you have away from family because family is unforgiving as fuck. And then grow past it. Now you guys are ready to do something different and you guys are going to do it together. You not by yourself. If you're snipping at you, you're snipping at him. Like you said, he can feel something's not right with you. You're him, you know? You guys are reflections of each other. Just like you guys, I have to watch it. That's my husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, feel. You don't have to be in the same room. Like, you have folks feel one. He feels too. He does not want you to be unfulfilled. If you're unfulfilled, then he's unfulfilled. And he didn't feel you. He's your husband. He's really your husband. Husbands really want to feel. They don't want you to feel slighted. They don't want any other man to be able to come and feel where they could have or should have. Allow him to be there. Let him soundproof whatever. No, for real. Let him just soundproof whatever room, Liz, and make it work till you can. You understand what I'm saying? Till something else comes. It's not that deep. Just start. Just start. Okay, so the basement fucking floods. When the basement floods, you'll have a closet soundproof upstairs to you during those times. Just do it. Just do it. God didn't make any type of excuses when He made you and gave you gifts.
That's my thing.
What on earth are you talking about?
Because he said he didn't want to hear no deep shit. He's high. So he's like, I told you it just tends to fucking happen. Whatever.
I'm tired of my Nike.
I am a tree that's bending beneath the weight of His wind and mercy.